Thank you for joining me. We will be starting in approximately 1 minute and 40 seconds. We will be starting in approximately 1 minute. We will be starting in approximately 15 seconds. Hi, and thank you for joining me on this early Monday afternoon. My name is Wayne from Ascend Custom Designs. I'm a small business owner and a part of the xTool Squad program. So what is the xTool Squad? The xTool Squad is a global network of experienced makers, educators, and small business owners such as myself, and it really is a global network. And by that I mean there's people from America that participate in it, people in the UK, various countries in Europe, Italy, France, Denmark. So we've got a whole bunch of people that participate in this project, this squad program. And it's fantastic news for you as a buyer. If you're looking to get physical hands-on experience with the machine to see what it can do, or maybe an online demo of it, this is the program that you need to look at. So the xTool Squad offer one-on-one demos of the xTool products. And it's the products that the host owns. So I own all of these machines in my office. I've brought them with my own money. I'm a small business owner. And the program that xTool has at the moment allows me to demo any of my machines absolutely free to you guys. And what happens is xTool will pay me. So you can get an honest demo. I get paid for my time or whatever host you choose. And it's a win-win situation. I would always advise, where possible, find a host that is local to you, that has the machine that you're looking at, and maybe try and find if they're operating a similar business to you. So let's just say you're into making necklaces, rings, you're engraving metal. Find a host that they use that machine for a similar purpose, and they can tell you the pros, the cons, the pitfalls, the problems they've had, everything like that. So it's always good to find a host that synergizes with the business that you're either in or looking to get in. So all xTool hosts that participate in this program will offer demos, and depending on whether they have the space or not, it might be online or in person. I do both, for example. So the demos are a mix of online and in person, and it really depends on the host. Now, we also offer, or some of them will also offer, material testing and skill training like myself. So material testing is essentially testing customer supplied material under a number of different parameters to get you ideal results. The reason why we do this is so you know that the machine is capable of engraving your own material. So I get asked on numerous occasions, why would you pay, for example, for material testing? And the simple answer is material testing is important. It's good to know that it's going to work for your use case. Skill training is essentially a one-on-one masterclass with an xTool squad member. So if you was to book skill training with me, for example, I would ask you, what are you looking to get out of it? So are you having trouble with the software? Is it more the physical machine? And then I'll tailor a solution to you. And that's pretty much how all the other squad members go about things. So I should note that the only thing that is free is the demos. So if you're looking for material testing or skill training, those are paid for things and you will pay the host. So I have my prices and another host will have their prices. But if you're just looking for a demo of the project, of the product, it's absolutely free. So if we shoot over to xTool's website, and I just show you where to go if you're looking to book something. And it's a case of following these links along the top, local support, free product demo. Now you have an option of in-person or online. Let's just say I'm looking for the apparel printer. So I click on that. I will type in, let's just say I live in Luton. Paul Steed has come up straight away. I simply click on Paul and you're greeted with another page. And I can book here. And it's a simple case of selecting what mode. So I want a product demo, I want it in person, and I want the apparel printer. And I want to book Paul between 5 and 6 p.m. on the 26th. And it's that simple. So when you book a product demo, it costs you absolutely nothing. Let me repeat this, zero, absolutely nothing. Now, if you was to select material test, there is cost for that. So you can see here, product demo, absolutely free. And that's not just for Paul, that's for all the hosts. So it's absolutely free. So you can do in person or online. It differs by the host that you select. If someone doesn't offer in person, you won't be able to book that option with them. But if you book directly with the host, they will get an email, they will contact you. Material testing, skill training, and there's the costs. So you have a wide range of options, and again, absolutely free for the product demos. And just to highlight that, if I scroll up here, you can see here, absolutely free. The only thing you'll pay for is material testing, skill training, and if you want an apparel printer sample film, and that's just to cover postage and packaging and the host time. And that's $12.99 for that. And that apparel printer sample film is a nice, decent size sample of the DTF printer. So please do bear that in mind. So if we jump straight into what I have planned today, and what I'll do actually, I usually do this, I'll drop a link to the demo hosts. So if you follow that link that I put in the comments, that will take you to this page where you can find a host. If you have a specific requirement and are not sure who to go with, please do reach out. I'm more than happy to send you to someone local. So if you're having trouble finding someone local, please do reach out. I'm more than happy to point you in the direction of one of our fantastic hosts. What I'll do now is I'm going to jump straight into the xTool software. So I'll drop a link to the software in the comments. And this software is absolutely free. You can download it today. You can give it a test. Maybe you don't have a machine. Maybe you're thinking of getting one. Now's the time to have a look. So if I fire up xTool Studio, so this is xTool Studio version 1.8.14, I believe. Yep, there we go. So this version now has support for the new O1 as well as the Apparel Printer Plus. Now, if I click on a new project, so let's just say you do not have a laser at all, or maybe you're looking to get into printing with the O1 and you don't have that, or maybe it's on its way. You can see here under device library. So when you create a new project, it automatically connects to the last machine you used. But if you go up to here where it's switch device, you can find the device library. So I can see how the P3 is without even owning it. So this comes in fantastically handy for trying to figure out use cases for the P3. So in this example here, I have the O1. So if I just, again, select the O1, you can see here, A3 sample, O1. I have been, even though I've ordered the O1, it's on back order. So I'm waiting for it just like everyone else is. I'm able to cost out items, even though I don't have it yet. So I'm able to see, is me doing acrylic ornaments for Christmas feasible? And you might be saying, do you know what? It's August. Well, guess what? When you've been in this business as long as me, you want to start getting your ideas ready for the holidays that are coming up well in advance, at least 3 months out. So you might have the product, but if you don't have the designs, you're gonna spend wasted time. So I've just have some mock-ups of me, my dog, my wife. And if you're wondering, I've used xTool's AI Make to turn this image. So this is a professional photograph of our little family. And I've turned it into a Christmas ornament. You can see here. And it's super easy, super effortless. So I've been playing around with that. So I have some acrylic balls. I have an absolute metric ton. And I'm doing costing to see what I can charge, what it costs me, if I'm making money or not. So I've set the sizes. They're 76 centimeters or 3 inches of acrylic. Now I've created my design. I've selected just white and color just to see how it looks with white and color. And these here, these black outlines, those are just for me to mock up what they are. So if I hit this preview, I've hidden, all you'll see is the actual prints. So I've hidden this. So when you click on it, you can see here the output is off. So I've used my knowledge that I've acquired using xTool lasers, and I've applied that directly to the O1. So one of the main reasons why I absolutely love and adore xTool is their ability to innovate. So they don't just copy a competitor for the sake of keeping up with them. They take charge and take the lead. They're at the front of the pack of everything they do. So one of that big aspects of that, one of the big elements of that is the software. There's no point in having a car that can go 200 miles an hour if the software limits it to 30 miles an hour. So what I love about xTool is everything is now under one single interface. So along the side here, you have the home, which shows you recently opened. They give you what's new. You have this MySpace where you can upload assets to the cloud. So it could be a whole project. So it could just be this template, or it could just be single images, so assets. And that will sync across your account up here. So here I'm logged into my account. Any computer that I'm logged in, whether it be Windows or Mac, if I'm logged in with my user, it will sync everything up in MySpace. Now, Atom is very interesting as it's xTool's design and, well, I shouldn't say design, it's collaboration platform. Get my words right. And you're able to share and download pre-made designs. So if you are a design artist, you can share your designs, and there are benefits for doing so. But if you're new to laser engraving and cutting, or maybe printing, you can find a ready-made design. And xTool have made this super easy. So you're able to do that. xTool have also got its own dedicated website, which is ATOMM. And if I was to show you that now, so this is Atom. So you can go on the website. It's its own thing. And again, you can find all of these different things, the templates here. So xTool have incorporated this into this. And you can find the latest, the most downloads. You can find all sorts. So I highly recommend you check that out. Now, the other thing they have is this material setting. So this isn't anything new. But xTool have a wide range of pre-made settings, so you don't have to guess when you're engraving. So I've done many engraves live, and I've showed you using xTool's material. It comes with a QR code, and all it does is it picks up the correct settings from xTool specifically for their material. So if I was to show you that now, if we use this machine, so this is the M2, if I was to switch over and just show you just how effortless it is to use that machine, I'm going to start a new tab up here. It's connected to the P3, so I'm going to switch it and connect actually to a machine that's here in the office. It's going to take a picture of what's in the bed. There we go. What I'll do is I'll hide my face. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in a simple keychain, and I'll put in QR code that goes with it. So you notice the first thing that happens as soon as I close that lid, it made a beep. It's identified it's actually too smart for its own good. It's identified the QR code there and not the keychain, and that's probably because I put it right underneath the laser. So what I'm going to do is just do this again. That was me. I'm just going to put that. There we go. There we go. And you can see that green outline. It's identified the material or where it is. It's took focus. It's took a picture. And it's already set to varnish beechwood. So again, if I close out of that, and what I'm going to do is just hit this new tab, it will automatically connect to the M2 now. So it's ready for automation. So I'm just going to open this lid and close it. And what I want you to hear is this beeping sound. So if I continue talking, you'll hear a beeping sound. And that is the machine taking the picture. So I absolutely love the feature of the M2. And this is in auto mode. And again, it's automatically identified that QR code that's in there. And this comes with xTool Select material. So if you're looking to get results from day one, xTool Select material is the way you want to go. But you're not limited to just using xTool material. Let me repeat that. You're not limited to just using xTool material. So what I'm going to do is we will actually use some non-xTool Select material, and we'll see what results we can get from it. So what I'll do is I have some pre-cut wooden slices, and I'll show you a couple of options that you have. So the first thing I like to do is, I know this is wood. This is plywood, so it's laser safe plywood. I have a set of calipers here. So the first thing I want to do is just see how thick this material is. So this is, we'll call it 2.5. It's 2.6. We'll go 2.6. So it's 2.6 mil. So I might select on here. If I look at, I'm not trying to cut this, thankfully, but if I look on here, I'll go wood. We'll go with that 1/8 inch or 3mm basswood plywood. And I'm just going to apply those settings. Now I'm going to put this in there and we'll find something to engrave on. So we'll use those settings for that. And then I'll show you the AI feature. So we'll switch it upside down. There we go. And it's identified it. So you might say, what can we add to this? So we have this AI make. So we'll create a design from scratch. We will do something that's real world. So I like to do stuff centered around my dog. It is very photogenic, absolutely lovely. Let's see if I can find a picture, a recent picture of my dog. And it's not, I don't have one to hand, a recent picture. Okay, what we will do then is I will use my standard picture of him. So this is a picture that I've used a lot here. So this is a real picture. So this could be a customer supplied picture. Now, if I try to engrave that onto here, it's not going to turn out the way that you think. And that's because of the grain of the wood. Various materials are good for various types of effect. So to get this level of quality photo onto wood with a laser is going to be difficult. So what I'm going to do is just go up here. You got this AI, edit the image with AI, and it will automatically attach the picture. So you can see here, it's automatically attached that picture. Now I can say I'm going to engrave, and what I want to do is I want a line drawing. I like line drawings simply because they're very quick and they give amazing results on wood. So we're going to select that line drawing, and then from here you can see the style, and I like to have a fine line art drawing. Now that's it. You might have noticed that I didn't type in anything. So if you've used any other AI platforms, you know that you have to have a degree in prompting. You have to use the right words. You can by all means type things in. So I can type things in here. And if I was to just show you that actually, so I'll show you that again, because I realized the screen was in the way. If I close out of this, if I go up here, hit edit, not edit, so if I go to AI, edit, and again, I close out of this, what I want to do is select engraving. I want to select line drawing, so line engraving, and down here you can see, so I can type in a prompt here, but I'm not going to. All I'm going to do is find line art, and I can choose the aspect ratio. So usually if I change anything, it's going to be the aspect ratio. So I will go with that because this is a 1:1 ratio piece of wood, and I'll leave it on fast. So you do have another option. So fast uses 6 credits. So you see here I have 6,520 credits. I'll have 6,514 when it's generated it. So I'll hit that, and you can see it is now thinking about it. So oh, I didn't attach anything. That did not help. So let me actually start again. Oh, there we go. That was my bad. I set us up to failure. Style, fine art, and aspect ratio, I'll go with 1. There we go. So it's literally that simple. And if anyone has any questions about that, please do let me know. It's even identified that it's a golden retriever. So again, now go to 6514. And if you're thinking, oh, these might be expensive to buy, you can get these credits by sharing on Atom. So remember how I said if you share, there is a benefit to it, but the cost is actually quite minimal for this. For 2,000 credits, it's $20. It ends up being 6 cents credit or a generation, which is absolutely nothing. For the time it saves me, it's fantastic. And again, this is all done within one single interface. If I just drop this up here. So what we're doing right now is we're generating art. And I actually don't like that. I actually think this is the worst result I've had using this. So this is actually a good thing, because if you're not happy with the results, I've hit down and I've said not as expected. Not a detailed line drawing. And this will help so I'm going to use another one. So I'm going to do this again. And we'll do we'll do this here. So edit. There we go. Yeah, it's added it to it there. And I'm going to go engraving. And we'll try the pet one, specifically for the pets. And we'll just let it do auto. So give this a try again. And this is the nature of AI generated art. You can do the exact same thing 10 times and get 10 different results. So typically speaking, I get very good results first time. Don't generally use this pet portrait, but you can prompt. This is just pre-made prompts effectively. So if you know how to prompt, you can prompt to get the results that you want. So for example, while that is generating, to get these results here, I typed in my own prompt to get this result. xTool will probably end up coming out with something that you can click on that will give you these results or similar results without having to prompt. That's one of the benefits, I think, of xTool. One of the innovations that they're doing is they're making it easy for people with no experience or very little experience to be able to get results off the bat. So, and again, this is my dog. So this was a recent photo. If I had it to hand, I would love to show you. I might try to find that. There we go. So this might turn out okay on the wood. We'll give it a try. No, I do like that. We will see. So right now, the M2, I have it hooked up to the air purifier. So if you're wondering, is the air purifier compatible with the M2? It absolutely is. You do need to order the right air purifier simply because it has an adapter that will make it so you can use the skinnier hose on the M2. So the M2 has a larger hose diameter, but if you order the correct M2, it comes with an adapter, and the adapter just fits over the exhaust and drops it down an inch. So I have that connected. It will automatically turn on when the job runs. So one of the first things I like to do is just clear up this a little bit, cut out, and you can go, okay, that doesn't look good. So there's a couple of options. I can turn this off or turn it down. Maybe turn it down even lower. So you can do, this is me doing it manually. And it's not giving ideal results, as you can see. That's actually no bad. 6. But you can also do this AI cut. So again, the AI cut, me just messing around with that, it will do it automatically. So right now, you can see it's absolutely perfect. So I'll just use the one that has 6. I'll just hit confirm. And that was just more to get rid of the white. And I'll crop this. And we'll see how this is going to turn out. I have absolutely no idea how this is going to turn out on the wood. It's got a good chance of coming out pretty good. But one of the first things I can see is it's not exactly level just there. So what I'm going to do is just raise up this, and I'm just going to sit this level. I love that they've added that little crosshair in there. So when I'm trying to align stuff, make sure it's flat. And what I want to do is just take another close-up photo. Perfect. So there we have it. And I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that, with where it's located. There we go. Perfect. So I can frame it. So if I go to framing, the dot, 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 you got this virtual framing. I prefer doing the virtual framing over the manual framing where you have to physically look. Let me move that framing. There we go. So this will frame on the actual. I can see where it's going to frame. I'm happy with that. I'll just drop this down just bad. There we go. So this processing results, it's automatically generated settings. One of the new features, this air assist, you can change the air assist on a setting by setting basis, it's always set to 15% for engraving. So previously when it would engrave, it would automatically turn on air assist to a set level for all types of engraving. Now you can actually set it project specific. So when this engraves, I can say 15%, or maybe I can go 20%. So the M2 has air assist built in. The camera, the initial camera that's on the lid is the 5 megapixel panoramic camera, and the camera that I used close up to get this picture here, you can see the difference, is the 2 megapixel close-up camera. So we've used those in conjunction with AI. I've given it some settings of basswood. And what we'll do is, in terms of lines per centimeter, because this is a more detailed drawing, I want it to get the fine nuances. We want to increase this. So typically with a normal line drawing, 100 will be more than adequate. And we'll do 240. And we'll leave the power as is. Hit process, and this might take a while. So this is going to take 19 minutes and 15 seconds. So we'll start that. So I've sent it over, and now to start the job, I simply press this button here. This will automatically kick in. So now this is started. So I'm just watching it. So if I was to go over here and enable monitoring mode, you can actually see what it looks like from within. And what I'm doing is I'm just having a look, because I've never done this in this specific, so I can see what it's doing. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be on the light side. So what I'm going to do before it gets too far is cancel it, hit finish. I'm going to go back over, and I'm actually going to select 95 and 150. There we go. So it might look a little bit different on the top now. There we go. The alternative is to do 2 passes at that speed, which will double the time. So for the sake of showing you online, I'll just leave that being. So this is material I haven't used before. So that's one way of doing it, is using a similar material. Now, while that is working, we can connect to a different machine. So I have the F2 along with the F2 Go here in the office. So you can see it here. And what I'll do is I will also show you what it looks like with my other camera. So let's see if I go over to here. So this is the F2 with the F2 Go air purifier, and literally it snapped into the back. So you can see here, it's literally got rid of the hose. So this has made it a simple solution. So this F2 is 4.6 kilograms, give or take. So it's very portable, comes with a handle. And this will snap on the back. And I'm able to lift up both of these devices. There's 2 screws that screw into the back to hold it in place. So this, you have your dials, emergency stop. Now this is what I want to show on the back. It's magnetically attached. And this just simply pulls out. So if you need to change it, it pulls out, and this kicks in automatically when you use the device. So if you're looking to do car boots or craft fairs, this is what you would be looking for rather than going down this route. So this works with the F2. In fact, this is what I used with the F2. And as you can see, you have to connect the hose to the back. Whereas if you go this route, it's a simplified solution and just one single power cable powers both. So that's my advice. And again, that is the F2. If we switch over there, you can see that is the F2. And what we will do now is we will connect to the F2. So I simply go up to here, switch device, connect, F2 ascend, switch. So while that's engraving, what I'll do is I'll put this phone back on charge. I'm going to grab another one of these. And we will put this in. So right now I have it in auto mode. So what that means is if I was to manually get that out of focus, what I'm going to do is just zoom in to the base. And you can see there is 2 dots there. So in order to get the lens, the laser, into focus with the material, we have to get those 2 dots to line up so they become one. You can do it manually using the device dial on the side, but I have this in auto mode. So as soon as I close this, you can see here it is automatically focusing, me capturing the background, and it's not found any material setting. So it was looking for a QR code, and again I will select the same settings, the same material. So this is very similar material. And what we will do is we will actually do the same image. You can see here, dot duration. So it's going to use the blue light, 500 dots per inch, power 95, and I'll say dot duration 1. Now, I want to show you something that's how framing works on this device. So if I was to make this there, I'm just going to lift this up. I'll turn this out of auto mode so it doesn't focus the lens again, the laser. And I'm just going to hit framing. We need a UK live. I am in the UK. So this is from my office in Birmingham in the UK. So I'm going to do framing. And there I can see where it's going to engrave. So one of the benefits of having this little L shape is we can square things off. So if I stop framing that and I take another picture, I can hit framing again. And I'm happy with that. You can see a real-time framing of that. And if you're wondering how you're able to do this on this machine, but not the other machine, there are two different types of machines. So the small F2 is a galvo-based laser. It uses a couple of mirrors to bounce the laser around the bed. Because of that, it's able to achieve very rapid speed. So this machine, the F2, is capable of speeds of up to 6,000 millimeters a second, versus the M2, because it's a gantry-based machine that has to move around on an X, Y, and Z axis. It's only capable of speeds of up to 600. So the small F2 is 10 times faster on paper than the M2. The trade-off with that is that F2 has a smaller work area, whereas the M2 has a massive work area in comparison. So you have different options for different things. If I close down this, I'm going to hit process. So the same job is going to take 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Like send that, and I'm going to hit the button on the side. The air purifier has kicked in. So if I zoom in, and again, this is real time. So I can operate this with the guard open. If I do, you do need the appropriate pair of safety glasses. So I have a couple of different types of safety glasses. So if I operate any of my machines in the office with the guard open, I have xTool's official safety glasses, as well as a third-party pair. These, however, will not protect me from the UV wavelength. So I know that these are inadequate protection if I am operating my UV machine with the guard open. So right now it's pretty loud in here. The F2 Go has some power to it, honestly. You can see in real time how it's going. So bear in mind that F2 has a smaller area, but it's very, very fast. So if I was to minimize this, you can see here, if I was to make this full screen, I have two tasks. I have two different machines running the same job. I have the M2 running that job, and the F2 running also the same job, same material. How many more can you batch out on the F2? Even though it's smaller, you can batch these out quite quickly compared to the M2. So they both have their use cases. And if you're wondering what I use my M2 for, I use my M2 for cutting out wood into smaller pieces. So for example, things like this, I will then put it in my F2 to engrave later on. So you can synergize with the different machines. And it's honestly that simple to start operating and switching between them. So we're nearly done. So we've got 10 seconds left. And that's it. So right now, the F2, so this machine, the air purifier is still running. And now it's slowed down. If I was to show you under the desk cam, and that is what we just did using AI. I hope that helps. Just highlight just how easy it is to go about things. Now, I want to show you something. So The F2 that I've got here, it's actually on sale right now. So it's £100 off the list price. There is a coupon that you can use. So I will post that in. I'm very bad at doing this. So you can use the coupon Wayne20 to get an extra £20 off. So a lot of the coupons won't stack, but this will. So if you was to say, do you know what, I want the F2, but I also want the Air Purifier Go. If you go down to the On The Go setup, you'll see this one's here. It's bundled in. It's £100 off right now. But maybe you want the On The Go bundle, which is the F2, the Air Purifier, as well as the power bank that can run it on the go. So xTool partnered with DJI. You might have heard of DJI for the drones. I use DJI equipment here in the office. So for example, this mic here is a DJI mic. They're a massive brand. So xTool's partnered with them. And this power bank here is £449. Typically, I think the lowest you can buy it when it's on sale is £399. But when you buy it in this bundle, it's only an extra £130. It's absolutely a massive saving. I highly recommend going down this route. Now, if I was to say pre-order, maybe next time. So this is going to add it to my cart. If I just go to checkout, I just want to show you something. So Wayne20, coupon there, the sale coupon's already applied. Wayne20, an extra £20 off. And this coupon also works with the recently released and highly anticipated 01. So if I go to buy the 01, and I go, this is the edition that I've got, the dual UV. So this is hopefully going to be arriving pretty soon. I got the versatile bundle. Right now there's a sale on again, £350 off the list price. I'm going to add that to my bag, maybe next time. So you can do the xTool Care. If you're taking your machine out and about, I highly recommend getting the xTool Care. And what I'm going to do is just ditch this F2 just to show you. Coupon indeed does work. So I've been asked about the coupon. Does it work? What doesn't it work with? So coupon will work with all of xTool's lasers and printers. Only thing it won't work with is the Wonderpress. So you can't use my coupon on the Wonderpress. If you're looking to buy a Wonderpress, please do reach out to me. I've got my contact details in the comments as well as on screen. And again, if you're looking for a demo, if I don't have the product, I'm more than happy finding someone local to you. You just have to let me know whereabout you are in the country and if you want to travel. So do you want an online demo or in-person demo? So those are the things that I need from you. But you can see it works on here. Now, while we're talking about new products, xTool have recently announced a new product. So xTool have recently announced the X1, and it's a next-gen laser. So if you tune in on Friday, so I'm next online on Friday, noon, I will play you a video that xTool have released of the X1 in action compared to a competitor. So it's the engraving of acrylic or something like that, or metal. I'm not sure what it is. So both machines are engraving the same material with the same design. And you can see the speed difference between the X1 versus the third-party laser. And it completely blows it out of the water. So more details about what this machine is will be released in due course. I'm excited to hear what type of laser it's going to be, what the bed size is, So xTool released very little details, but they have released a video. So I'm going to show you that on Friday if you haven't seen it. Highly recommend you check out xTool's Facebook page. And they've recently rebranded it with the X1 on there. So I highly recommend you check that out. I will post a link to the Facebook group. So I'll find that now. And I will post a link to the xTool X1 official laser group. There we go. Just grabbing that link now. And what I'm going to do is just drop that in comments. So in the comments, and that is the official laser group. I highly recommend you check that out if you haven't already. So if you're watching on Facebook, click on that link, join the group. There is how many members? 7.6 thousand members from all around the world in that official group. I highly recommend you check that out. More information about this machine will be dropping in due course. And again, this is xTool's innovation. So you can expect great things from this product. So with that being said, if we switch over to, don't know what's happened here. There we go, much better. We can see we have 4 minutes and 48 seconds, or give or take. So if I click on that, it will take me to here if it wasn't open. So we got still got 21 seconds. And what we'll do is we'll wait for this to finish. While that's operating, I'll show you some more stuff on Safari. So if you're interested in a machine, please do reach out to us. Right now you have the back to school sale. And on the air conditioner, there we go, it's getting hot in here. So right now there's a site-wide sale on, back to school xTool sale. And you can win. If you order, you potentially can get entered in and win on the giveaway. So right now, the xTool WonderPress and Omni printer are excluded from this specific promotion. But here, you can win 100% order refund. Enter in your email address, place your order, and it's that simple, honestly. If you're looking to get into laser engraving, the M2 could be a great start for you. So this is the machine that has those dual cameras, that auto mode. When I opened the lid and closed it, it is a slower machine compared to the F2, but it offers you a different set of features. You can print with the print module. So if I was to switch over and go over to the air purifier here, you're able to print. So this module will attach to the module inside. So the module, the laser module, will detach. It's magnetic. Simply pulls off. This cap here is to stop the ink drying up, and it again attaches magnetically to it. So it's a very straightforward modular system that the M2 has. I've demonstrated it many times. This is if you want to do laser engraving of tumblers. This changes the orientation of the laser completely. So this fits in where you would snap this, and then this would snap in there. So you're able to laser horizontally as opposed to vertically. And it's nearly finished. It's actually looking great. So if I was to switch over to the iPhone camera, it's actually looking fantastic. So that is literally cranking away. And again, this is with non-xTool material. So this is just with non-xTool material. Now, you have that as an option. You have the F2 Ultra UV. So I've not showed you this today, but I have demoed it many times. I'm going to change the, yep. You have the F2, so that's on sale for £100 off. And again, you can use that coupon, Wayne20, to get an additional £20 off. And again, if you want a demo of the machine before you buy it, I'm happy to point you in the right direction of someone that has a machine that you're looking for. Please do reach out to me. Again, my contact details on screen. If you're into doing metal work and are seriously, or I shouldn't say seriously, are serious about it, the F2 Ultra is the machine that you want. So this will physically remove metal. So the F2, the one that I've got here in the office, can oxidize the top layer. It's gone a lot quiet now that the air purifier has gone off. So that is actually done. I'm just going to go over. And show you. So if I switch to the desk camera. So this was on the F2. This was on the M2. So F2, M2. So you can see that this one is darker off the bat. So it did take longer, but I actually like how dark this is. This has definitely removed more material. So I don't quite like how the eyes have gone. But again, I wouldn't typically do this level, this type style of engraving on wood. I would go with line drawing, but I figured I'd give it a test. This one is like more of a browny color, a brown engrave, whereas this is a black engrave. So this is typically where I try and go for a stark contrast. But this took considerably longer than this. So you have to weigh up the pros and the cons of which you want, what type of style you're looking to get. So we switch back over. See, this took 23 minutes. So that's forever. There we go. This took 23 minutes. What I'll do is I'll end it here. But if anyone has any questions, if anyone has specific material requests that they want me to try out, I've engraved things live for people based off comments. If I've got it here in the office, I'm more than happy to engrave on it. So I do have metal, I have glass, I have these glass blocks, for example. So these do take a while to engrave. I've done a surface level engrave using the F2 Ultra UV. And I've also done an inner engrave using the F2 Ultra UV. So I've done keychains, done all sorts. So if you tell me what you're looking to get into doing, if it's a hobby or if it's business, I'm more business focused, but obviously hobbies can easily turn into business. So I started off my journey as a hobby, as something that I wanted to get into in conjunction with 3D printing. I come from a large family, so it just made sense to be able to make things for my loved ones. And then it kind of grew from there. So again, if anyone has any questions, please do let me know. I'm next online on Friday at 12, and then I'll be online also on Saturday at 2 p.m. So again, that's Friday at noon and Saturday at 2 p.m. If you have any questions in the meantime, my contact details are in the comments. I will post them in the comments again. So please do reach out to me. I'm more than happy to point you in the right direction or give you advice where it's needed. Thank you for tuning in, and